All right. Great tempo, great backswing, pretty good downswing right on line.
All that
right here
in one shot.
How cool is that?
That's awesome. All right, so you might have noticed something on my arm, and today we're taking a look at the control. It's a smart sleeve, and it tells you a whole lot about your golf game. In fact, we just received this unit. As of right now, it's still in beta, so there may be some changes to the end product once it comes out in a couple of days. And thank you to the control team for sending this to us. But so far, as you may have saw in that little intro clip, we're excited about the data that it gives us. So Mike has the iPad in his hand here. We can do this on iPhone, iPad. It's the control app, and you can download that, I think, for both iOS and Android. We're going to be using it for iOS here.
Yeah, and immediately out of the gate, I noticed it's stacked with information with instant feedback. It's going to measure tempo, your backswing, your downswing. It even shows you where your club face is at impact, instant feedback on that, and then your club path, all after every single swing.
And it's wild how it does it. It uses 2 sensors, which we'll show you in a second how that works. But I think this is part of that bigger theme we've been seeing of biofeedback devices being adapted into golf to give us the information we want about our swings. I think the number one thing that a lot of us, we're both 10 to 12 handicap golfers. I think one of the things that frustrates us is when we're practicing at home, don't have our coach there, we're not always sure if we're doing it right.
Right.
So they say practice is great, putting in the reps is great, but you have to be doing it in a way that's productive. So if you keep doing the same swing poorly over and over, you're not doing yourself any service. So something like this is designed to give people like ourselves that feedback at home. There is also some integration with coaches. We're not gonna get a chance to test that today, but what I do wanna show you is the basic way that this works. And I think one thing that I really like about this is that it doesn't try to squeeze you into the quote unquote perfect swing, right? There's no one swing that it's trying to make you replicate. Instead, it's going to first diagnose what it feels is your current baseline best swing, and then use those numbers in a way for you to do training to try to repeat them and tell you when you vary from them. So I struggle with consistency. We recently were working with Brian Hager. I've been working on my swing sequencing. So one thing I tend to do is rush the downswing. So the way this works, the first thing you do, let's show you the sensors first, and then we'll talk about how it gets set up and calibrated.
Sure.
You've got these little sensors that go onto the sleeve. The sleeve itself does come in a few different sizes. One thing I'll say here is they sent us the large as a demo unit. I do have a little bit of room here. For me, for my body size, probably be better with a medium, but just make sure you size it correctly when you order. It is machine washable. You can take this thing off, so you don't have to worry about getting it dirty. It also breathes really well. But here on the charger, which by the way, the charger is really cool. It's got this little magnetic charger that clips in. Pretty sleek. We've got the 2 sensors.
That's it, just 2, right?
Just 2 sensors. So those sensors are effectively going to connect to 2 points on your sleeve. Very simple, they just clip right in. You don't need to have any type of tech degree to use this thing, that's for sure. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna use those 2 points of reference to monitor my golf swing. And then specifically, the back of this hand, the lead hand, is gonna show things like club face. So it's gonna tell us whether that club face is open, closed, square, it's all right here.
So this is everything that comes in the pack.
This is everything, and then you download the app that goes with it. So the first thing we did, and we did this before camera to get the thing calibrated, is we ran through a calibration process. So what that does is you take 10 swings. The more swings you take, the more calibrated it'll be, but it requires a minimum of 10 swings. And from there, you're gonna get your numbers, right?
Yeah, you have your ideal tempo ratio, your ideal backswing, and downswing speeds.
Right, and then once we establish those ideals, that becomes your baseline. As you improve and as your golf swing evolves, you can then update your baseline. So again, I think what's so important here is that this particular device, it's smart in that it's not just setting what would be widely considered as the right tempo. Recently, we did a video on the reflex arc, which is a similar in concept in that it showed the tempo when it delivered the ball. But what we learned in that video is that even the best golfers in the world, they all have different tempos.
Right.
So here, it is not trying to tell you, oh, you're too fast relative to XYZ player. It's to yourself.
Yeah.
So once you have the tempos established. So I think the best thing to do now that we've got the baseline established is to take a swing and show you what we need.
Let's do it. It's ready. Take a swing.
Right? So very simple to do. Like I said, it could be iPhone or it could be iPad, but the sensors, they're going to be on here. They will automatically turn off after, I think, 30 seconds if not moving. If they ever do, you just tap them, they come back to life, and then it's ready to go. So I told the system we've got a 7-iron here, and I'm just going to try to focus on putting a good tempo on it.
Let's do it. Let's see it. It's a good looking swing, processing.
That one felt good. What did we get?
Well, instant feedback, great tempo. You were almost right in line with your ideal ratio. Backswing was pretty great. Great backswing, but you have to slow down your downswing. You're getting too quick on the downswing. Do you feel that?
I do, and in fact, that is the one kind of piece of advice that I keep getting when I work with coaches. If I rush anywhere, it's in the downswing. But I like that it's broken down those 3 things because there are 3 different points that you can, of your swing, that you can speed up or slow down.
Right, exactly.
So some people are too fast on the takeaway. Here it's telling me I'm taking it away properly, but
You're
rushing
coming down quick.
And when I miss, it's because of a rush. If you guys watch the videos, you know it's a rush downswing.
Big
What other
place to
feedback
miss.
do we get?
You get club face. So, for example, on your last shot, it says to open your club face. It was too closed.
Okay. My
And,
miss is usually left,
That's amazing how it picks that up.
and it's all right there. All right, so what we'll do next, let's put it to the test.
Okay.
And the way we like to test things here is by just doing it dramatically. Let's take it to an extreme and see if it picks it up.
Do it.
Right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rush the takeaway and the downswing. I don't know where this ball is gonna go, but let's see what it picks up compared to my baseline.
Maybe we stand clear here.
Maybe you take a step back, okay? Here we go. So we're gonna rush which is it happens to us sometimes on the golf course when
It
we're,
does.
especially under pressure, you know? So let's rush it a little bit. Here we go.
All right. Big miss.
Oh, big miss, big miss. What happened?
Your tempo stayed okay. It says you have to slow down your backswing and slow down your downswing. Everything was out of whack.
So the overall tempo is because I was fast back and fast through.
Exactly.
So there was no big change.
Yep.
But it's showing that I was too fast.
Way too fast.
Way
I haven't
too-
seen this number from you yet.
No.
And this too, yep.
So let's try to hit one more good one, and then we'll talk about how this summarizes all that information into something that's digestible. Because I think that's the number one thing that a lot of people struggle with when the tech gets too hard to understand. So it's important to have really sophisticated tech to measure, but then you got to make it so the player can understand it.
Right, and what we want to see on this graph is these colors. We want all 3 of these metrics to be up in the yellow. So let's see if you can do it. Good looking swing there.
Felt much better.
You had great tempo and great backswing. You still were in the green though for downswing. Unfortunately, you're still quick.
Still
quick. I want you to get one in the yellow on downswing. You think you can?
Let's
Come on,
try
try
it.
it.
Let's try it. But it
It
just
is.
shows you that is the number one thing in
Same with me. Me
that
too.
I have to work on. I rush the downswing.
We always bring things back smooth, but then everything out the window.
Let's try to slow this down so we can. But that's what I like about that immediate feedback, that I'm not feeling it without that outside feedback.
Yeah.
How'd that do? Did it do it?
How about that? Perfect swing. All yellows. Everything was great. You were right within your numbers. You were a 0.01 second off on downswing, 0.01 over on a backswing, and look at your tempo right there.
So right there, that's what it's all about. Getting that feedback and it's telling me. So I love this again. Very sophisticated device, very sophisticated tech, but made simple to understand. And then we'll show you one last thing here before we wrap it up and tell you the price. Let's look at that summary screen, because that's what I really like. So we summarize it here. And it says here, you'll get it, just hang on. I didn't have any perfect swings
Nothing was
yet.
perfect.
Nothing perfect. It shows me I have work to do, but it'll break down my consistency over the swings to show me I was consistently had a good takeaway, 100% of the time, but only 22% of the time, or no, downswing 78% of the time, my downswing. So if there's a variability that's causing those inconsistency in my swing, it's right there. But even more importantly is this plain English. It just says top feedback. This is like what a coach would tell you. Slow down your downswing, close the club face, and swing a little bit more out to in.
Yeah.
So incredible. Do you guys want to take a guess the price?
What do you think?
Put it in the comments before we say it. Don't cheat, don't cheat. $449.
Yeah, not bad.
$449.
Not bad at all.
So I think it's right in that wheelhouse where it makes it affordable for your everyday player in order to have, again, I think there will be coaches who use this as well, but I'm really impressed. All right, so that's our first impressions. As of when this video comes out, this will now be available to the public. So let us know what you think. We'll link, obviously, in the description to the website where you can find out more information. But if you have any questions, let us know. This is just our first impressions. I like it. I'm gonna be practicing with it at home. I'm excited about it, Mike.
Yeah, and you're gonna go out on this one, right?
That's the one I'm gonna go out on.
Why not?
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.